Hi everybody, Will here again from Rekall Consulting, here for another episode of KubeKatch live in Chicago. Episode number 4, I'm joined by Omri and Lottie actually from Aserto, the cloud native authorization platform. And it's great to see you, great to meet you. It's a great brand, it's a wicked company, I like what I see. And we're here to ask you a couple of questions, is that okay?
Please do, yeah.
So the first question is, what problem are you solving for the community of developers? What does your platform solve as a problem?
Well, most people think of auth as one thing, and part of it, authentication, is a solved problem. Everybody knows that login is not something they have to go build anymore. You can use Auth0 or Okta or Azure Active Directory, a bunch of different platforms of doing that. Authorization is a different problem. It's once you're logged in, what can you do in the context of the application? What permissions do you have? What roles do you have? That's a problem that's much harder and far from solved. So we focus on that Auth0 problem as part of Auth.
Right, okay. And as part of the Chicago edition for KubeKatch, we are asking questions that a previous founder of a tech startup here has passed on to you. And kindly they chose the topic of AI. And the question that person asked was, how has AI negatively impacted your industry?
Well, it makes it harder to raise money if you're a non-AI company. But more specifically, I would say, if you think about authorization, this idea, people ask me all the time, so what about using a large language model to specify authorization rules? It sounds good in theory. In practice, not so much, because authorization is one of those things where admins are very reluctant to delegate such a sensitive topic to a machine that may get it right or wrong. It may hallucinate a permission that shouldn't belong. I would say that AI actually has a much more practical use case in our industry, which is anomaly detection. So the idea that, if somebody logs in and they're typically an engineer, but they've approved an order in the sales, in the sales system, or they've given themselves a raise, in the HR system, well, that's obviously something that an anomaly detection system can actually catch. And that is a perfect application of AI. LLMs, not so much.
Okay, so quite a positive spin then on AI. Okay, nice. And so for you to pass on your question to the next founder who's going to be joining us on the next episode, what question, it can be anything you want, it can be wild, wacky, techie, whatever you want it to be, what question do you want to pass on to the next founder?
It would be, if you had to pick any technology that you could disinvent, what would that be?
That is a different question. I like it. So I'm looking forward to seeing the next episode to see the answer to that question. But look, it's been a pleasure to meet you. It's been fantastic to hear about your technology.
Likewise.
And I wish you all the success in the world for next year.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Much appreciated.